Hi, my name is Eric Kirchhoff, the human Swiss Army knife. And the reason why I call myself that is you'll probably get the idea when you see some of my videos and what have you, because it's just something that I've been able to do lots of different things. And my whole being in this is to see if I can shed some light on you, save you time, pain maybe a little bit, and give you some understanding on what it takes to be an RVer. Most RVers, there's two different types. One just gets in, drives it, takes it to the repair place, has it fixed. The other is, like me, a DIYer that's always tweaking and making it just a little bit better. I'm going to talk about two components, and you'll see I have a 25-foot Surveyor Legend towed by a 5.7 Tundra. What are the two most significant things that I found to be a game changer? One was is the stabilizer or lift below the trailer. If you haven't gone RVing yet and you do go out, you'll notice people that have been driving 6-7 hours and they get out, and now what do they have to do? They have to level their RV. They have to get it level. Why do you have to get it level? Well, one is just for personal use. The other one is if you're running propane, your refrigerator may not work as well because that flame has to be straight up. Small, but actually it could be a significant thing. The other is just time, just saving time. It's incredible. Time is so valuable when you're out RVing, setting up, tearing down. So there are two types of lifts or things that you can self-stabilize. And one is a stabilization unit, which is actually, you'll see there's 4 feet under there. That's actually a leveling system. But the stabilization looks the same. And you either have a crank or you can take a motor, and the levels, the stabilizers come down and they touch the ground, and they keep the RV just from shaking, and they just stabilize it a little bit. You cannot use it to lift your vehicle or you will break one. And if anybody bumps it or what have you, you can actually tweak the arms and break them. So I never was in those. I took them off immediately. I ground them off when I first got it. Excuse me. And so now I bought the Lippert one-touch leveling system. It's not for the faint of heart to install. They're $3,000 to $3,200 to buy, and you can buy them online and Camping World and or eTrailer.com. Both those places are very good to buy from. Anyway, it took me 45 to 50 man hours being underneath that thing to get this done, and I'll show you in separate videos kind of some of the points of how I put it in. But this goes to the DIYer and the person that is just, that doesn't do DIYing and is got to have somebody install it. You may be 2, 3, 4 weeks out to have it done. So do this stuff when you're not going to be traveling, and because you're going to be frustrated if you go, oh gosh, I got to get this done. You get it done just before you travel. You're not going to go out. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I've learned a lot from Mark and Trish at Keep Your Daydream. Those guys are great. I would suggest that you just watch lots of videos. I'm going to try and make this really significant for you so you can get more ideas on what to do. But the leveling system, why do I have this one? Okay, the reason why they call it one touch is you get to the campsite and you should be relatively, smooth. If it's not smooth, then you have to look at where those feet are going to land. And if they're going to be stretched out, you need to put something underneath them to reach the height that's going to allow you to level it. That's all. I mean, you don't even have to do that, but you'll find out. So up front in that baggage area, over there, the baggage area, I have the one-touch system controller. I didn't put it in the RV because when I'm doing this, when I'm setting this up and I want to see it come up and come down, I want to be outside. I don't want to be inside. So they have the controller set up that you could have them a nice little panel inside. I haven't done that. I just like it right down here where I can be. Actually, I put it on a cord so I could actually walk out and look underneath while I'm doing it. So now that I understand how it all works, when we get to a campsite, first thing I do is, after I've disconnected everything, is press the button. And it starts leveling itself. Now, each leg will hold 5,000 pounds. This is a 7,500 pound loaded RV, so you know that each leg can pick that up. If you'll notice, these 2 feet being on the street are off the ground, literally off the ground. So those stabilizers are holding the trailer up. That's absolutely amazing. So that's one of the things. You notice I've got a little stack underneath. I think I can show you here. I think you can still hear me. I got a little stack of wood there because the street is so low, it's got a crown to it. So that really helped so it doesn't stretch out. If you actually do hit the full extension and it doesn't get to level, it will give you an out of stroke, and that means that you have to just reset it and go. But those are all the details you don't really need to know right now. Game changer number 2, internet. What do you do for internet when you're out in the middle of nowhere? Well, I've tried several things. I tried must-have RV using PepLink. It actually uses 2 or 3 SIM cards that are cellular, and it was okay in areas that you had cell service, but no. I used it for 1 season. It helped, but it really wasn't very good. What you need is solid RV. You need solid internet, okay? So up comes Elon Musk's Starlink. I've been waiting for Starlink for a while. Last year, middle of last year, I bought the premium, I bought the RV package, which basically is a dish that you can step outside your RV, set it on anywhere between 100 and 20-foot, 100 or a 20-foot cable, or somewhere in between. You've got different sizes of cables that you want, because you've got to get out past the trees, or to be able to get a good signal. You set it out there, you wait 5 minutes, and you're on the internet. Usually really good. Doesn't matter where in the US you are, it's usually pretty good. Now this is 2023. He's got satellites everywhere. So Starlink is really, really nice. At this point, it costs you about $600 to buy the hardware, and $110 to $150 a month for service. The one thing about the RV setup for Starlink is you can turn it on and off at will 30 days at a time. So if you know you're going to go, just turn it on just before you go, test it, make sure everything works, and be on for a month, and then turn it off, and the next time you go in 30 days. So when you think about it, I work on the road, okay? I'm a tech. I do, support and things like that when people need it. So I've got to be able to get on. So Starlink was great. But the thought of taking it out every time and setting it up, even if I had to pull over, I had to go get the system and do that. And it really, again, this is about convenience, okay? So what I did was I did some research, and now Elon Musk, Starlink, has a high performance premium. It's like a marine RV package. It's called Roam, I believe. Not cheap, okay? I'm going to call it the Roam 2500 package, because it literally costs $2,500. But it's the best $2,500 you'll ever spend. Those 2 things: stabilizer, internet. So again, I did research on how to set this up, and up on top, I don't know if you can see the dish. There's the black vent, and then the second piece is the dish. It just sits at about an 8 degree. And so I hooked that up, and then I was going, I don't want to do an inverter on this. I don't want to do batteries to 110 volts, because that's what this takes. Now this takes more power than the standard Starlink system, the standard package. It has a power supply, it's about this big of its own. It draws probably about 360 watts total. The other one draws about 200. So it's significantly more, but I'm telling you, once I got this set up, and I'm going to show you on a separate video how I actually set it up, I've got 24/7 internet. So basically, when you're driving, you've got internet. I actually tested it inside my vehicle with the truck here and the system over there, and I was getting 10 up and 10 down. And if you're any kind of a DIYer, you'll know what that means. 10 megabits up, 10 megabits down. Amazing. And that's all I need. So when you're out in the middle of nowhere, you can check where you are, you can look at maps, you can make reservations while you're driving. I am telling you that this is a game changer. Now, take that to having TVs and monitors and phones in your RV to be able to watch movies or what have you. I use Chromecast, and so now all my stuff is set up for the router on the Starlink. So I don't have to go into camp and match up all my Wi-Fi stuff. Just so much more convenient. It's really amazing. There are so many changes that I did to this RV. I'm going to point out a few just just right now. I'm going to point out a few, okay? So, this is a box I found, and there is a 3700 watt generator, self-starting remote inside the RV. I took the cage that folds down and I welded it so it's now solid and it doesn't move. I mounted the gray tank extra tire, and it's just beautiful. I also took a 6-inch pipe because the what do you call it? The sewer hose, it never fits in these things. It never fits in this square little box. So I put it, I made the 6-inch pipe, and now it all slides in there, and I've got a really nice cap on the other end. So the other third thing that I had done is I installed Simply Safe on the RV. So I actually have an alarm system. And so and I've got cameras. So I've actually got a doorbell on the RV right here. Right there. Doorbell. I think if I press the button, you'll hear it. Okay, it may be over the top, but it's really another convenience that you get. Another one is a flag. I've got flagpole buddy, and then I added a fiberglass top to it that breaks down, and I can do 2 different sizes. And I just yesterday got a light for it. Now, the lights are that they sell, a lot of them on flagpoles are pointing down. You don't want that with an RV because you're going to be disturbing all your neighbors. So if you notice, mine has a solar and it also has a light pointing up at the flag. It's technically, I think, illegal to have, or disrespectful to have, a flag flying at night without a light on it. So now I've got a 24/7 light on it. That flagpole comes down very easily. Before it was kind of a pain I had to do. Now I've just done that. So there's several little idiosyncrasies that really make your life better. I think that's about it right now. We're getting ready to go on the road. We're going to be out for like 45 days. And it's all good. Looking forward to it.